Good evening, folks. This is Deb. So let me just say this right out of the box. The Republican Party must be punished at the voting booth, okay? What they have done by accepting Donald Trump's arm bending on this budget is betrayed the American people, including their own base, their voters, because certainly I can promise you, Democrats aren't the only people who rely on Medicaid and food stamps and Social Security, because that'll be the next thing they come after. So let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about what this budget will do. And first of all, let's talk about why all of these cuts are happening. It has absolutely nothing to do with wasted money, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that politicians exist to serve the people. We don't exist to serve them. They are what is known as public servants. We elect them to take care of us. So let me explain to you what happens now. They are cutting all of this money in this budget. They want to take $2 trillion in spending away. And they're not taking it away from the bloated Pentagon budget. They're taking it away from the things that help the American people. Remember, Donald Trump ran promising that he was going to lower the cost of living for Americans. He lied to you. And I'm talking to Donald Trump voters tonight, as well as Democrats, okay? Let me explain something to you. This budget passes, there are a whole host of things that are going to go wrong for all the people in this country. He wants to take $2 trillion in spending away, at least $880 billion out of Medicaid. You know what will happen? I'll tell you what will happen. Nursing homes will close down. Head Start programs will be killed. What does that all mean to the people? Where do the people in the nursing homes have to go? They go back to their families. And they have to try to make lives for them. Head Start closes down, and people will not be able to work. Your health care costs will go up if Medicaid is cut. Let me explain that to you so you all understand that Donald Trump never intended to make life better for the American people. He is doing all of this not to save money for the country, but so that he can give a $4.5 trillion tax cut to people like Elon Musk, people like Jeff Bezos of Amazon, people like Peter Thiel. This is what Donald Trump is doing, and people like him. Let me explain something to you. None of this is free. The American people pay taxes for these services. This is money that we deserve as a nation. We are the people that make this country run. They are not the people that make this country run. They are bloodsuckers. So let me tell you what has to happen. Let me just give you a little idea. Before I tell you what has to happen, let me give you a little idea of what happens if they cut Medicaid. In Illinois alone, just one state, 770,000 people will lose their health care. And that is not just Democrats. We are talking about Donald Trump's plans and Elon Musk plans harming all Americans. Democrats, Republicans, independents, libertarians, Green Party members, everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you how we can slow this down and how we may be able to stop him. Their lead in the House is piss poor. We have 3 House seats coming up this year. We don't even have to wait for the midterms. But this will require people stepping out of their party zone. You have got to vote for Democrats. There are grassroots Democrats running that care about the American people. And you can say whatever you want about the Democrats. They govern for everybody. They don't look and see if the state that they have to help during a hurricane is red or blue, and then decide, well, maybe we're not going to give them any money because they didn't vote for me like Donald Trump does. Joe Biden never did that. And I can also promise you something else. Had Kamala Harris been elected, none of what you see going on here would ever have come to fruition. You would not see Kamala Harris fucking over the American people for billionaires. Because that is exactly what is going on here right now. And as far as the Democrats who chose to stay home, it's time to grow up. Grow the fuck up. You didn't want to vote in November because it was too much of a circus. Well, what the fuck is it now? What does it look like right now? This isn't a circus to you? This isn't a circus, you're right. It's like being in the fun house, only it's not fun. It's time now to pay the Republicans back. Because you know what? Chip Roy and the other goober there, Massey, they had reservations about this. But Donald Trump called them on the phone and strong-armed them, and they caved like a puddle of shit. Because you know what? There isn't one Republican with a spine in either the House or the Senate. They have no spine. They would rather have the chance to get reelected so they can keep doing this to you than to serve their constituents. They don't even want to hold town halls anymore. They're running for cover. They're such cowards. You should be, if you're a Republican and you voted for these louts, you should be pissed off at that. The fact that they can't look you in the face and explain what they're doing, that they can't answer your questions. It is time to punish this Republican Party, and it's going to take you a long time to rebuild your Republican Party, okay? Because none of the party people that they run under Donald Trump's regime will be anything but people who bend the knee to him. And this is all for him. This is all so he can give his Billionaire Boys Club a tax break, just like he did in his first term, where he exploded the debt ceiling. Only this time, he's trying to take it out of your hide. Okay? He shut down USAID. Do you know what? That harms farmers. Farmers supply the food that go to these locations around the world to prevent starvation. He is hurting just about everybody in America. There is no party line to what Donald Trump is doing here. We have 3 special elections, 2 in Florida, 1 in New York. In order for us to stop this bleeding, we need to elect the Democrats to those seats. And I'm talking to my Republican buddies out there too. Understand what I'm saying. Putting a new Republican in is only going to be a Republican that bends the knee to Trump and Musk. They are causing the problem here right now. We must come out in force, and we must vote Democrat and stop this nonsense. And then come 2026, we need to crush the Republican Party and put it to bed like we should have in November. I will talk to you all later.